In a speech on the Vietnam War in September 1967, President Lyndon Johnson listed reasons the United States should stay the course in the increasingly unpopular war. Among them was the claim that limited violence would prevent catastrophic violence, perhaps even nuclear war. The administration promised measured escalation. But by the end of that year, 500,000 American troops were in Southeast Asia, and the scope of death and destruction had erased any notion that the war could be a vehicle for peace. I came of age in the United States during the Vietnam War. Like so many others in my generation, I thought the war was an abomination, a deep tragedy, in fact. Yet at the time, I was also painfully aware of how little I knew about Vietnam and its history, and how impoverished our knowledge was about U.S. and European imperialism. I had only vague ideas about how to critique the claim that distant wars might be contained or bent to some higher purpose. By the time, years later, I began to study the history of European empires, I was working alongside many other historians, striving to deepen our understanding of the imperial past. As I write these lines, I am surrounded by piles of recent books with empire in their titles. They analyze the halting origins of European global power and the troubled workings of imperial rule. They characterize the United States as an empire state in the mold of European empires. They map a world of repression, while also documenting rebellion, persisting indigenous sovereignty, and pluralism. Still, some of the puzzles of my youth endure. Small wars continue to multiply around the world, many echoing the logic and language of imperial violence. Governments still assert that waging limited war is both possible and necessary, and justifications for violence not classed as war remain both opaque and consequential. This book places imperial small wars at the center of a new history of global order,